Hi, I'm Dave Cott, and I'm a comic book writer. I'm also autistic. And I also heard that you wanted to write a new story. That's exciting, and I welcome you to the table. Many other great writers are going to find tons of templates, notes, examples, and academic research on their process. That's great. I don't have that time, and I doubt you do either. So I'm going to give you a few tips on how to start your comic book adventure script writing and storytelling process. This can easily be transposed into other works of fiction, like short stories and even novels. So let's do this. A lot of times, people start with their hero, and that's a terrible start. Everybody likes the hero. The first bit of energy you invest should not be in the most influential, most visible, and easily identifiable character in your stories. Start with the villain. Why? The villain sets up everything else. The villain sets the mood. Is it a dastardly villain or an incompetent, bumbling fool who just happens to get in the way? No, your villain must simply fulfill a simple sentence to be dastardly, devilish, and deadly. The villain wants something very badly and is having a difficult time getting it or keeping it because of the hero. That's how we start the stories. So who is your villain? Or what is your villain? A word of caution. Do not ever identify a single individual in real life as a fill-in or standby for a real life or fictional villain. As much as you may like President so-and-so or Dr. such and such, you're not writing stories about them. Maybe analogies, but never them. It becomes too easy to lose readers who might identify with some positive things on somebody you thought was a villain. And now you've lost them as a reader. Pick out and tease out those primary negative traits that make your villain click. What do they want? Why do they want it? Or why are they having a difficult time keeping what they have? Is it power? Is it money? Is it property? These things are universal and will speak to many readers. Once you have identified who or what your villain is, what they want, and why they're having difficulties, now we can start looking into other aspects of the story. And primarily, that's going to include a deeper examination of what the hero wants. Who is your hero? What makes them tick? Who are their friends? Why don't they have more friends? Do they have a real job? Well, more than just your typical reporter. That idea is so overdone. Do not make a reporter character as an alter ego for your hero. Be more creative. I expect more from you than recycled 60-year-old tropes. If we really want diversity, if we really want inclusivity in comic books, we have to make it, not copy it and rename it autism, or rename it cerebral palsy, or rename it anything else that would be suitable for inclusivity and diversity. We have to manufacture what that heroism looks like. I don't know of an autistic strongman who can lift 450 pounds. So if I want somebody to do that in my comic book and them also be autistic, I'm making the first autistic strongman. That's a lot of responsibility. In speaking of responsibility, we also have to consider the villains. And this is a word of caution. I don't tread here lightly. Your villain must be relatable, must be scary, but leave the guns at home. Your villain holding a gun is an unwanted addition to the violence we see around us way too often. You must be challenged greater. And I believe in you. I believe you can do it. We just have to think outside the box. No, your villain's not a villain because they carry a gun. Yeah, that's scary. Yeah, that's powerful. Yeah, that's just an accessory. Give them a purse. Give them a book to handle. There's more danger in some books than a gun could ever produce. Show it. Show it in the comic book. People's beliefs have long stood society for longer than we've had guns, and more damage has been done by society by ill-gotten beliefs, misappropriation of government and representative and economic power than guns. But guns are too scary for today. Find out another weapon, another tool, another gimmick for your villain to have. If you really want there to be inclusivity, don't scare people who've already been traumatized by so much violence. It's too prevalent in the news, at least where I live. And it will be happening other places too, as more and more Americans travel abroad. Be the cure to the sickness of violence as discourse. Be more creative. We need you. We need you to be more creative. Guns are so lame as a trope. Do better. Be better. And that in turn will make your hero better. It will make your villain more villainous. And readers will relate to you. And readers will silently thank you for going down a road less traveled than easy pickings on topical gun violence. Be better. You can do it. I'm Dave Cott, and I write comic books.